Beloved, welcome back to the homestead. So I have been searching all winter long diligently every morning on Facebook Marketplace for a small outboard engine for the little 12-foot Gregor. And I finally found it, the perfect one, the one I've been waiting for. Had to drive halfway to Seattle, but I got it. The 2024 Merc 20 horse. Now, this engine I was able to get for just a little bit more than half of brand new. And I got a bunch of accessories, and it only has between 20 or 30 hours on it or so, and still under 2 years of warranty that's transferable. So let me show you the engine, and then we'll mount it up and we'll start rigging the boat. And what I want to see is how fast it'll go. I think it'll go pretty fast on a 165-pound boat. This is a beautiful little engine. There's nothing like Mercury Marine. Most of you probably don't know this. I used to be a Mercury Marine mechanic when I was in high school. I worked at a marina. I worked on the 2.2 to 50 horse outboards, and my goodness, they were two-stroke back in the day. These have come a long ways. This is only 100 pounds at 20 horsepower, so it's really manageable, and this is the current model. Let's see how portable it is. And don't come at me with your Suzuki and Yamaha and all that nonsense. Gentlemen, I am a dyed-in-the-wool Mercury man. My dad was a Mercury Marine guy, so was my grandfather. I grew up water skiing behind them. My fishing boats, I had them on my sledge, the jet pumps. I am a tiller Mercury man through and through, because this engine here, look at that. This one has the gangster lean, which there's nothing uglier than a Yamaha. Goodness, gentlemen, that looks good. I used to set up small boats at the marina, and this is looking great. So this plane right here should be pretty close to the bottom of the boat, and that's nice. 15-inch short shaft, or 15-inch transom. So that's just tailor-made for this little boat. Right there. The guy that I worked for who owned the marina, his son raced the little pickle forks, the tiny boats, like the 7-8 footers with the big, like 50 horse, like two-stroke monsters with stacks on them. I used to help with those race boats. That was the sketchiest thing I've ever seen. Looks about right. You can adjust the stop here, where this sits at different angles according to the way the transom works, but that actually looks pretty good, I think. Let's check out this new tiller. Pacific Northwest man loves a tiller. We used to put tillers on 150s for jet boats for fishing, running up rivers. You're not supposed to do that. I think they're only rated for a 50, but we do it anyway. It's really common out here west. Shifter, forward, reverse. This is nice. It's a kill switch, so you can hook that onto your life vest, and if you eject or get ejected, it cuts the motor. We got some nice accessories here. We got 2 3-gallon fuel tanks. Love these tags. Tank 1, tank 2, and a spare prop. The prop alone was, what, 180? That's a 10 pitch, so good all-arounder. Not going to be the fastest, but good torque out of the hole, and a fuel line. All right, where are we going to put the fuel? So this is new, maybe some sort of an anti-siphon or, oh, wrong, backwards. It's been a long time. Is there anything we need to do to get this ready for the river? And yes, but not right now. So I ordered filter oil, lower unit oil from AMSOIL. That will be here in a couple days. We'll do a full service. In the meantime, maybe grease it and get rid of these ridiculous stickers here. Don't be one of those stickers. The one that leaves all the sticky behind. Oh, I fear when I become king, capital punishment is going to be for those who put stickers all over everything. In all of mankind, there has never been a more miserable and hateful sticker than this one right here. Oh, give me strength. Oh, this sticker is giving me the sads. This sticker is worse than leprosy. I'm going medieval. Carburetor cleaner. Oh my goodness. I've never had a worse sticker than this one. Oh, that is all that I possess for stickers today. The next project is our depth finder. How do we power it? This is a pull start engine. We don't have to have a battery. So what I'm thinking here for the little Garmin is we will take the factory harness here and sacrifice this power point plug here. That way we should be able to run it off this 12 volt here from the EcoFlow. This is the Trail 300. And so let's go make those connections right now and see if that works. It's shielded. I guess what I need is a power point with 2 wires on it. Well, this is the wire. Is there any reason why we can't turn it into one? I love these little solder connections. One of the best things ever invented. This looks like probably about the right size here. There she goes. The torch is the way. Is this going to work? I give us a 50-50. Yes, check it out. Cool, very happy about that. So this is gonna be much better than that giant battery I had in here. This is a lot more portable. So that takes care of that. So let's mount this up, and then we have to figure out what to do with the transducer. How much power does that pull? 2 watts. So this is 54 hours of runtime. We've got to mount the transducer. This is basically the antenna for the system. I had this around the little trolling motor, but I want it permanently or semi-permanently mounted to the boat. And I don't want to drill any holes. So what I'm thinking is I've got this piece of carbon fiber. And what we can do is we can go to the hardware store and get some tiny stainless steel screws. Actually, I have them right here. With this type of head, and I think this is thick enough where I could countersink these in there from the backside, mount this to the carbon, and then epoxy this to the boat because I don't want to drill any holes in the transom. Let's head on down to the hardware store and we'll pick up some stainless that's a little bit shorter. They don't need to be that long, and some nylock nuts. I grabbed some zip ties and these little stainless fasteners. Here's what I'm thinking. We mount this here, we bolt it to the carbon, and then that gives us a big area to epoxy to the transom. Those are all the same, so we could do it here, and then we could use this to run the wire up. So somewhere in there. So seems to me this piece of carbon needs to be, and this thing's going to basically bolt right at the bottom. I think this is the first time that I've ever worked with carbon fiber. How do you cut the stuff? Do you cut it like wood or do you cut it like metal? I'm not sure how this is going to go. I think I'm going to be in gloves and face shield here. This makes me a little apprehensive here. What do we say, 3 inches? I didn't have a proper countersink. That's what I had on hand. But I think it's going to work nicely. So these, I didn't even go halfway through, will sit not exactly flush, but I'm going to put that epoxy on there pretty heavy. So I think that it'll space. Actually, this one here needs to go in a little bit more. I can feel it sticking proud. All right, we should be able to put our screws through. Yeah, nearly flush. Why don't we just push it right up against the little lake wheels? This carbon is pretty slippery, so I think I'll rough it up with some 60 grit. I put a parabolic heater here to warm up the transom. This epoxy says that it sets for handling in 1 minute, so I could probably hold it that long. What a blessing to have such a nice little mountain hardware store. I don't think I've ever been there they didn't have what I needed. Marine epoxy. Awesome. Okay, so I think we're supposed to mix this and then spread it on, but I think we basically have a little mixing platter right here. So this would be like a marine version of, look at that, JB Weld. We'll start small. We can always add. It's a nice applicator. Once that sets up, any extra that squeezes out, we can probably trim off okay. Okay, I think that's pretty even coverage and pretty thick. Should we stick it on there? All right. While that epoxy is setting up, we can take care of these wires. This is the transducer. This is going to stay with the boat, so this head unit we can take out with us and will. So what I want to do is to kind of semi-permanently mount this, and I've found these stainless steel cable ties in my granddad's stuff there, and it's just perfect for a bolt that's already coming through the transom. It's stainless, so I can just put this right back on.